Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're back in the car for another In the Car edition of the New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Friday, March 13th, 2026. I am literally only just now realizing, and we are most of the way through the day, that it is Friday the 13th today. So happy Friday the 13th to everyone. And today's puzzle is a collaboration by James McCarron and Rachel Souza, both experienced constructors, but their first collaboration. And so it being Friday, we'll expect a tricky themeless puzzle, as on every Friday, and maybe a reference to Friday the 13th. We'll see. I'm just going to pause for one moment before I begin. All right, let's get into today's puzzle. A collaboration from James McCarron and Rachel Souza for Friday, March 13th. A group of students on a field trip. Say, tourists? No. Group of students on a field trip. Holly or Monty for Queen Elizabeth II. Were those the names of her corgis? Two of her corgis? It fits, so I'm going to guess that's right. Where to see the sites spelled that way? Like a web browser or the internet? Is that it? Internet? Maybe. Tools for potatoes. Potato tools, plural. Masher, peeler. Core? No, that's for an apple. Guitar player's percussive technique. Is there a name? Like a hammer-on or something like that? Or a finger tap or something like that. It doesn't look good with the crosses, but I'm not sure if that's wrong or internet's wrong. Canine's coat, and I'm assuming we don't mean dog here, so I'm going to go ahead and take a leap and say this is probably a tooth, in which case I think we're looking for enamel. President whose wife was nicknamed Lemonade Lucy for refusing to serve alcohol in the White House. I don't know this, and I don't immediately recognize the name Lucy as a name of a first lady, so I don't know. Land's End. Do they mean the word land? I just can't see what could take up this many letters if we're talking about the word land. So it might mean actual land, but I don't know what that would be either. Something unwanted that can linger. Probably an odor is what we want there. Deceptive actions. Feints? Possibly? Big player in DC for short, and so I'm not sure if we want DC as in the District of Columbia, as in someone involved in government, or politics, or the DC Comics. Not sure. I'm not sure if DC Comics is usually stylized with the periods, though. Is it? Maybe it is. Anyway, not sure which we want there. Cross product. Cross product. Is this a mathematical question, or do we want something like, what is the result of someone being crossed? Like, is it ire? I mean, it doesn't look right. Let's look at these downs and see if I can't eliminate one of these answers. Piece that can't move to a different colored square. So this is going to be a bishop, because a bishop in chess moves only along the diagonals, which means that because the chessboard is constructed in alternating black and white squares, that if you're only moving along the diagonals, you only move along you only are able to access the color of the square that you start on. Some are bishops that start on light squares and can only access light squares. Some are ones that only access dark squares. Okay, so what does that make guitar player's percussive technique? Not strumming, surely. And who might this be? President. Presumably a last name. 5 letters beginning with H. I'm just not sure about that. Not hang up the call. Stay on, maybe? What is this? Cross product. A pen? Is there a company named Cross that makes pens? Take cargo from. How did I not see this? Unlaid, I think, is what we want there. So it looks like a pen. I don't know if I'm missing some sense of this or what. Hayes, Rutherford Hayes, I think that's the name of a president, isn't it? Biblical pariah, a leper. Probably lepers were very outcast in the Bible and sort of famously accepted by Jesus. A busload of students on a field trip. Yep, that could make sense. Oranges but not apples. What? Oranges but not apples. Orbs? So oranges are sort of typically quite round, spherical. Apples have a sort of a more oblong shape. A slap beat? Nope. Slap bass. Oh, bass guitar. Okay. Ugly Betty actress Anna Ortiz. So I think slap bass is what we want. It's a little bit misleading because there are many percussive techniques that can be used on a regular guitar, an acoustic or electric guitar, classical guitar, 6-string guitar of various kinds. But they're referring here to specifically a percussive technique on a bass guitar, and obviously they couldn't say that in the clue. Fine. Implement with mousse or pudding. Probably a dessert, spoon is what fits here. I'll have to check and see if that's right. Let's keep on going with the down. Some Christmas tree decorations, candy canes, possibly. A kind of cavity, your oral cavity, literally the space contained by your mouth. Prompt. A reminder, possibly. Dangerous item whose first 6 letters are an anagram of danger. A grenade. Oh yeah, interesting. Would never have made that connection. Keys. Do we want inlets here? Tools for potatoes. Pears. Yeah, okay. And eyelets. Islets, something like that. Cheeky could be pert, like a remark or an attitude, I think. Land's End then could just be a shoreline. Big player in DC for short. Literally a player of a game who is large in stature. Basketball player. Oh, no, we want a baseball player, not a basketball player. A Washington National from Washington, D.C. The basketball team is the Wizards. So I'm not sure why big then. Just Major League, I think, then for big. I'm not sure what else big could possibly mean there. Kicks in. Not kicks in as in medication, but it kicks in as in contributes financially too. So adds is what we want. One way to start. I don't know. T-shirt? Something? Top guns. Top guns. Oh, t-shirt cannons. Hilarious. Yeah, literally a top, a t-shirt, a shirt, a top, a gun that fires tops. Fires shirts is a t-shirt cannon. That's fun. Some are gothic. Fonts. Some fonts are gothic. Not courier. What are they, like MS Gothic and stuff like that? Anyway, Chuck, who created Young Sheldon and many other sitcoms, is Chuck Lorre. Ingredient in some vegetable stock, maybe leek. Showed subservience in a way. Bent the knee is a sort of a figurative way of saying was very obedient. One way to start, you could start anew, fine. Figure 8, for example. I don't know. Didn't do the right thing. Erred, probably. This is Nowheresville. I don't know the expression they're going for here. Obviously some kind of idiom or something. Dark beer variety, probably a bock. That's what we want there. Section of Westminster Abbey where Chaucer and Shakespeare are honored. Poets' Corner looks like. Figure 8, for example. A figure 8 knot. Okay, yeah. Film character who says, not all treasure is silver and gold, mate. Jack Sparrow, I guess, from the Pirates of the Caribbean series. Inception, the inception of something is the onset of it, the beginning of it. One horse. Lane, maybe? Gave a buzz. Phoned. Military chopper, a military chopper. I don't know. I would want a helicopter of some kind, but that doesn't look like it. Body of water near Sumatra. Body of water near Sumatra. With 37 across, major New York City thoroughfare. Oh, I don't know my New York City roads that well. Folksy. Folksy question mark? Folksy question mark? Paternal? Maybe? As in, oh, parental? Maybe actually better than, because your folks are your parents. So folksy, parental, that could work. Word with mouth or training. Potty mouth, potty training, I think. Blank Rooney, best-selling author of 2024's Intermezzo is Sally Rooney. Southern Collective, question mark? Southern Collective. Southern Collective. Don't see it right away. Lots, for example. Properties or quite a lot? Lots and quite a lot. And again, a question mark. So do we want an estate as maybe quite a lot in the sense of quite a property? Southern Collective, still don't see. Lots, for example. This looks like some kind of sea then. Aids for competitive marathon runners. Aids for competitive marathon runners. Don't see it. Knock it off. Don't something? Southern Collective. Okay. Trait of someone who may say things he shouldn't. No filter, possibly. Bah to Lady Macbeth. Isn't it phi? Isn't that the thing that gets repeated? The 1930s to 40s to a jazz aficionado, the swing era, I believe. Rain Man, that's a funny clue. I guess we want king there. Cancels, maybe negates. One horse town, then, I guess. Yeah, this must be negates. Scandinavian woman's name meaning blessed. Is this Helga? Powerful auto engine type. I don't know. Pop star who once stylized her name with a $sign. Kesha. The last 6 lines of a sonnet. Oh, I don't remember. Announcement upon arriving. I'm here. Toppers that twinkle. Tiaras, not tree toppers, but maybe toppers for your head. Perch, to sit. A sestet, maybe? A hemi engine? Fine. Okay, that all seems to work. What about this again? Knock it off. Can you not? That's great. Can you not? Military chopper, then. I still don't see what this is. Maybe we don't mean a helicopter, but literally an axe of some kind. Oh, Southern Collective, literally a collective, like pronoun collective address is y'all. Lots, for example. Wealth, maybe? Okay. Java Sea, the near Sumatra. Sumatra is, what, in Indonesia, right? So this would make sense. Park Avenue. Major thoroughfare. Pacers, aids for competitive marathon runners, pacers, and then realty? Real? What? Realty. Rialto? I actually don't see either of these. So this would make it a Huey if this was realty. I'm going to try it because I don't really have any other. Lots, for example. Lots, for example. I think what they want is like like realty as in real estate. And I don't know what a Huey is, but I'm just going to guess it because I don't have anything better. Okay. So I'm going to have to look that up and see just double check like what a Huey is. Maybe that is a name for a military helicopter. I'm not really sure. But lots of great clues in here and great entries too. I mean, these middle stacks, so the middle, not quite spanner here, but 13 letters here for t-shirt cannons. I really liked this stack here. Bethany, Poet's Corner, Jack Sparrow, very nice. And actually we have others. We have 12 letters on the other side here too. Dessert Spoon and One Horse Town, also excellent. And I love Can You Not? That's amazing. Taking a look at some of the fun clues then. Where to see the sites is fun for the internet. I'm still a little bit peeved about this one, but I understand. Canine's Coat, very grateful that I managed to realize right away we didn't want a dog. I did not really remember Rutherford B. Hayes, nor his wife Lucy, nor do I know this story at all, so I'll have to look it up and see if there's anything more interesting to find out there. Big Player in DC was, I guess, in some ways more and in some ways less misleading than I thought it might be. I still don't really understand Cross product. I'll have to look that up and see if Cross is a brand. What else? These two were quite tricky. Quite a lot, question mark, and lots, for example. I think I understood them both in the end. Good chess clue. I haven't seen a chess clue in a while. That's good. Oranges but not apples. Quite tricky, I think, for this but not that kind of question. I did not immediately see that. This is an interesting observation about the spelling of grenade. Top Guns is a really, really fun clue for this, for t-shirt cannons. Folksy is a very, very fun connection, or a fun way of cluing parental. And yeah, Southern Collective is fun for you all as well. So really great puzzle by James McCarron and Rachel Souza. A great way to open our solving weekend here. And no Friday the 13th references, but that's fine. They probably, when they submitted it, didn't know that there was going to be on Friday the 13th. But anywho, great puzzle. If you enjoyed this solve, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit the subscribe button. You'll get those notifications. And we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.